do pre-show, and then we like start.
Look at him doing his little pre-show. I mean, we already live. So I don't even
Put
know what
your
you're waiting
stupid
for.
phone down. You look dumb as hell.
Dumb.
He's used to that though. So
remember when he was trying to be smart and during like season 2?
Tried to change his whole personality.
He changed everything. And then,
He tried to pull Dex tried to pull like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They switched out the light skin on Viv, dark skin on Viv.
They took that dark one out.
Yeah. The dark one was the real Dex, and the light one is the one we see now.
Hey, now.
Tonight's rundown, we have Ted Cruz, Tyrese Gibson, Bobby Brown, R. Kelly, and Wendy Williams. Good Lord, what a spread. Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live. The best show on the internet for us, by us, and we're always right on the mark. We're going to kick it over to my main man, Dex. What's going on, bro?
Dex, the one here. Super excited to be here. Just wanted to give a shout out to my sponsors. And today's going to be a great show.
Okay. What does that mean? What does It's a Rap mean? I can't see
actually a shirt that was created for a bachelor party for a wedding that I attended in St. Lucia. It's probably one of the most creative ones I've come across, and I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to wear it to support the group.
I didn't even get shirts. Okay. That's interesting, though. Nice. I could have done better. My name is Jason. I'm the host of the show. Let's kick it over to Ty. Ty, what up?
My name is Ty, and I'm doing quite well.
Great. Bill?
In the land of the living.
For now.
Keep it nice and succinct.
And on time, so yeah.
Bro Talk Live, right on the mark. We're going to play a little, it's not really a game, but I'm going to have you guys do a little work. And I need for you to tell me on the maturity scale where each of these stories rate. All right? So the first one we're going to talk about is XXX Tentacion. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Not 100% sure. We had him on our XXL freshman recap here on the show back over the summer, and we told you a little bit about him, how he has various allegations stemming and assault charges stemming against a woman that he beat while she was pregnant, and more details have come out within the last couple of weeks. This is from part of the testimony, the deposition that Pitchfork allegedly obtained from the courts. They said XXXTentacion is said to have walked out on the balcony of the residence to place a call to the man that the woman he was involved with had sex while he was in jail. After the call, XXX threatened to kill the woman and the unborn child. He then went on to headbutt, punch, elbow, and strangle the woman before threatening to kill her in the bathtub. The woman described her face at the time as looking distorted. One of her eyes, she recalled, was bleeding. In response to those allegations, this morning, XXXTentacion decided to release this video to, I guess, his Instagram account, and DJ Academics found the point to make a joke out of it because I guess he thought it was funny by saying XXXTentacion is about to join the feminist movement. And here is an excerpt of the video.
One thing I really want to say is I think supporting the feminist movement. Sorry, the last video didn't work. So what I meant to say was, I realized I got distracted. I'm sorry. If you want your pussy domestically abused, hit my line. And with that, XXX out. I got your auntie mortgage in my mouth.
Gross. So that is XXXTentacion talking about he's joining the feminist movement, and the only thing that's going to be domestically abused, I guess, is females' vaginas that he's involved with. So guys, on the maturity scale of prenatal to late adulthood, where would you rank his comments?
Do we have one that's prenatal? Like,
I don't think there is a prenatal.
Like non-existent. There's no maturity in.
That's it, Dex.
All right, so we're just gonna take him all the way down to the bottom.
He's a sperm. That's what he is. He's a sperm.
So he's not even prenatal. He's just like down
swimming around like the rest of the lost fools out there.
He's not only a sperm. He's a wasted sperm in a napkin.
The strange thing about this story is that he's actually doing quite well during, as far as his career goes. He's a number two, I should say, ranked rapper on Spotify for the month of September and August. So it's really troubling that despite the things that he's done to women as far as domestic abuse goes, he has continued to thrive career-wise. Guys, do you think that, just the exposure that he has, do people have a responsibility to take what he's done in his personal life into account when they're choosing to listen to his music?
I feel like, God, he's a wreck, and I listened to one.
I've listened to his music too. It's not terrible. Like, the music isn't bad. It's just he's awful.
You don't have an example?
The music is not completely terrible. I wouldn't listen to it on a daily basis, but
it's kind of like, I would describe it as Drake mixed with Justin Bieber, mixed with a little rage kind of feel. It's really weird. It's a lot of emotion.
What's his popular song?
He has a song called "Look at Me." It's kind of Yeezus inspired. It seems like a lot of anger, but he has also some slow songs where he sings. So it's just, he's a weird case, and I don't understand what the appeal is that people find in him as far as trying to excuse his behavior. But neither here nor there. You guys said he was before he was sperm Dex. Is that what you say he was?
Little spermy swimming around trying to find his way.
All right. Next up on the maturity scale, we're going to go to T.I. And this is all inspired by Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams decided to flaunt her figure down at the beach, I guess this past weekend, and decided to catch a little sun before the summer is over. T.I. saw these pictures, and despite his feelings for Wendy Williams, decided not to shade her. He went on her, I guess, her profile and commented. He went on someone's profile and commented this, and Shade Room found it. Okay, now as much as this sister talks about people, myself included, I know what y'all expect, but I'm not going to do the obvious and fire her ass up. Nope, I'm going to be respectful, because regardless of her flaws, she's still an independent Black businesswoman that's had to fight her way through life just to get where she is, just like the people she judges daily. But I'm going to try something new and different this time. Let's see if the power of mercy moves her heart to not be so malicious and vindictive in the future when she's speaking on the lives of other strangers when they're going through their own personal tough times. That's my approach. Let's see. On the maturity scale, where does T.I.'s comments rate about Wendy Williams?
0 as well. 2 reasons why
he
doesn't get any credit for this. One, you posted the picture, which is the shade. Second, you're married to Tiny, so I mean,
oh, come on.
There's only so much you could say about this Wendy Williams picture when you're married to Tiny.
So, Dex, where do you say this goes? Prenatal or infancy? Where is it going?
Prenatal, yeah.
Prenatal. Okay, Bill, where's your vote going to? Prenatal, infancy, early childhood? You think it's mature?
I'm with Dex, prenatal, because he married a pit bull and he's trying to talk about the Rottweiler, so it doesn't.
But he said he wasn't going to talk about her. Like, that was his whole.
But the shade was, if you weren't going to talk if you weren't going to talk about it, then just don't post the picture.
Why would you post?
You wanted people to see that.
And I guarantee he didn't turn the comments off, so people were dragging her in the comments.
And they're still dragging her, I'm sure.
And he was probably liking the comments.
And he let his followers do the work for him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you think this was mature for him to do?
This is middle school logic, so I would give him, honestly, adolescence, because this is exactly what someone would do if they were in middle school, like try to furtively come at somebody, but also try to appear to take some kind of a high road. Taking the high road is what I did, which is not post anything and say, wow, that's confident, when someone sent that to me. That's taking the high road. But what he's doing is adolescence, because that you're trying to pretend you're taking the high road, but you made a public spectacle of it. So
at least he tried to pretend, and I think that's a little more than prenatal. So we'll put it in the middle, kind of at early childhood.
I'm at adolescence. That's a teenage thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, but they picked the bottom, we picked adolescence, so somewhere in the middle is early childhood. So we'll go for that level of maturity. Last but not least, The Rock got into a bit of a spat with Tyrese, as I like to call him, for some reason is he was just in the hospital. I don't understand. He was just in the hospital talking about his life was in danger. And now he's back fighting with people on the internet. I don't understand why he continues to do this. Just rest, sir, rest. He got offended when The Rock posted this picture, Dwayne Johnson, saying, "Secret weapon, many productive meetings and big business deals have been sealed with a handshake at my GSD table that's inside my trailer." Basically saying that he's got a new contract waiting that he's signing and he's getting ready to get paid some more money. Tyrese got mad because I guess he's assumed that The Rock was talking about this movie that's a spinoff from the Fast and the Furious movies based on The Rock's character Hobbs. So Tyrese decided to comment on The Rock's post saying, "If you move forward with that Hobbs movie, you would have purposely ignored the heart-to-heart moment we had in my Sprinter. I don't want to hear from you until you remember what we talked about in our timeline because you're not responding to my messages. Hashtag Fast Family is just that, a family. We don't fly solo." So basically, he doesn't want him to make this movie because Tyrese didn't get his own movie. The Rock decided, for his part, to ignore all these comments. He hasn't replied to Tyrese in over a month. So Tyrese decided to continue his upsetness and decided to clarify why he was so upset with The Rock in the first place by first saying that he wasn't at all mad at The Rock, saying, "I have never and will never have a problem with my major movie star. He's my brother. Just being honest, I didn't like Baywatch, but you know, I went to support Moana, blah, 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 blah." Basically saying, God bless you. Everyone matters. We can laugh about it because Fast Furious is doing great. And, you know, I just want to keep up the legacy. And this is not a rant. And I'm no Rock hater. I don't want this in my life. I love my own. I'm just doing this for the Fast family. And I apologize for being loyal. Enough. But damn it, I am.
All right.
Okay, that's enough. Listen, this is where that wore me out because I could just hear his raspy voice wearing me out. Like I can hear it wearing his keyboard out. Like I'm sure his phone is over him for even typing that. Or like, how ridiculous are you? Dex has a very good saying, and it is really applied to a lot of things I've been telling people. And it is just these simple 4 words: stay mad, stay ugly. Like there's no need for you to comment on another man's financial situation. You mad because you're ugly bald headed behind it and get a movie. Stay mad and stay ugly.
If I were to quote Dex, I would more prefer the quote "drink bleak" because I am definitely done with Tyrese. Like nobody wants to hear any of that. Nobody cares, and I'm here for The Rock's maturity of late adulthood of completely ignoring him. Like it's exactly what I would have done.
Dex, do you think Tyrese saying all this stuff, where does that rank on the maturity scale?
If I were to quote Dex, I know. I don't even, you know, this is a hard one because, like, I think he's like a child, but it's just like, I don't even know, like, where to put him, though. Like,
he's getting in contact with
him. He's on another level. The fact that he hashtag private school, he's like, I don't hate you, but I didn't like that one movie you did, but I did rent out 2 theaters to take my daughter to her private school. Like, he's trying to brag, but also, like, come at you and then pretend like you guys are like, this is a weird. Tyrese is like, you can't do. I get it, wanting to reach out to him or whatever, talk to him, whatever. He's not responding to your messages, but like to write all of that on social media, like if he's not responding to your text message, he's not reading that. Like our job right now was to read all of that, and we didn't even want to do it. So you think The Rock is gonna read that? And he doesn't even want to respond to your messages. He's like a child who like you keep calling your mom's name and she doesn't answer you, so then you kind of like call your dad's name, and he's probably not gonna answer you either. He's early childhood, I would say.
Early childhood.
Mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
Dex and Ty, do you guys agree with early childhood here?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we're gonna keep him at early childhood. So XXXTentacion is the one, I guess, who is the most immature, followed by Tyrese and then T.I. They both tied in early childhood. Moving on, another game. It's called Coincidental or BS. Coincidental meaning coincidence, for those of you who aren't adept to high fashion slang, such as coincidental.
And BS, not to be confused with Dex's BS report, which stands for bizarre story and not anything else.
Breaking news.
All right, BS report.
All right. Bobby Brown, for his part, is claiming that he taught Michael Jackson how to do the moonwalk. He says the moonwalk was one of.
Can we get a section for it's the cocaine? Like, can we get a drug section? There's absolutely no way I'm even letting you finish that story. The fact that you mentioned Cocaine Brown in the same sentence with the late great Michael Jackson, you ought to be shamed. You ought to be shamed for reporting this nonsense.
I don't think that's like.
I didn't even finish. Can I finish the story?
No need. There is no need. Anything with Bobby Brown is labeled immediately. It's in the category of BS, and we'll further filter it by saying cocaine.
All right. Well, let me just get this part out.
Cocaine James, come on,
He said
bro.
that he taught Michael Jackson how to do the moonwalk from some guy that he learned it from in the South. But a longtime Jackson friend, Stephen Manning, said that Jeffrey Daniel of the band Shalimar taught MJ the back step, which he mastered and then later rebranded as the moonwalk. He also says that it's awful that Bobby is trying to change history.
See, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Bobby Brown, when asked by TMZ if he could help teach someone else how to do the moonwalk, he stated, "I cannot because I forgot." So, Coinky Dink or BS?
What'd you think?
Wait, Coinky think that he forgot how to do it?
Coinky Dink that, yeah, he forgot how to do it. You know, he actually does know how to do it, and he taught Michael Jackson. It's just coincidence that he forgot, or is that BS? That he never taught him in the first place?
I think it's a coincidence.
Oh, Dex, you believe Bobby Brown?
Yeah, because like Michael Jackson was like a white man. Like, there's no way he knew how to do like a moonwalk
Oh,
like that.
good.
Like Bobby Brown
day.
totally taught him that.
Good. Have a good one.
Like, do you think Caitlyn Jenner knows how to do a moonwalk? I don't.
Michael Jackson, just so you know, was a star for 20 years before you even knew who Bobby Brown was.
Let me tell you something. Michael Jackson took dancing lessons from the greatest dancer of all time by the name of Fred Astaire.
Well, Fred Astaire might not know how to do the moonwalk.
If you dare to think Cocaine James took his tail to 1300 Jackson Street and mother let him in a compound to teach him how to do anything, you are off your rocker. And you belong in the same rehab facility that he's in.
This is the reason why I say that. When people come out and they say things about the Jacksons, you're like, oh, that's really bizarre. 9 times out of 10, those things are true though. Like, I
mean, the guy who said that he taught Michael Jackson the moonwalk, he said he does remember the dinner that Bobby Brown is referencing when he went to dinner with Michael Jackson, but he said there was no dancing. He said that was 6 months after he had already taught Michael the moonwalk. But he said at that time Bobby Brown was actually interested in Janet, and Michael Jackson's father wasn't having any of it because he knew how wild Bobby Brown was. And he said that Michael and Bobby never spoke really after that. So it's interesting.
Here's a little bit of Michael Jackson dance history. A lot of the dance steps that Michael Jackson he got Brown and like actual children on the street that he would spend like walking through the streets. He didn't get, I don't want anybody to believe that. If you believe that,
I mean, maybe he was influenced by James Brown. Maybe he was influenced by James Brown, and then Bobby Brown showed him like some tips. You know how like when Beyonce says she writes
the only Brown that had any influence
she was around when they were writing it, but somebody else showed her how to do it.
The only influence that a Brown has on a Jackson, his name was James Brown. Period. The end. That's it.
Amen. Moving on. What's Ted Cruz's real name?
Oh, it's something really, really Mexican.
Emilio Estevez. Oh, that's
no, that's Charlie Sheen. Oh God, I can't remember.
Look it up while I tell the story.
Because he's like a Canadian Mexican.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, a few years ago, back in 2013, I think, or 2010, one of those years, he made this quote: "There is no substantive due process right to stimulate one's genitals for non-medical purposes unrelated to procreation or outside of an interpersonal relationship." Those are apparently the thoughts that he had towards pornography before he was found out that he actually liked pornography. He liked porno on his Twitter page, and the crowd went wild apparently. showing him memes and everything like that. It actually took over the internet last night. It was pretty hilarious. Anthony Bourdain had a lot to say, and if you're interested in a little bit of comedy, just take a look at his timeline over there. But in reference to this liked post by one Ted Cruz, he decided to release this statement saying that it wasn't him who liked the photo at all. He's saying there are a number of people on the team that have access to the account. It appears that someone inadvertently hit the like button. Then someone asked directly if he was the one who hit the like button. He said, it was a staffing issue. We're dealing with it internally, but it was a mistake. It was not malicious conduct. Bill, do you have that name for me?
His name is Rafael Eduardo Cruz.
There it is. So Dex, does Rafael Ricardo Cruz
Eduardo
have a coinkydink on his hand, or is he just full of BS?
He's full of BS because although I do believe that other people on his staff, they have access to his account, I'm sure. I don't think that they were saving porn that they can watch it later. He liked it because he didn't know it's new now. Twitter recently changed it.
Yes,
where you can see people's likes, because before people used to be spicy and like stuff, you couldn't see it. But now when you save things or like things to go watch them later,
it pops up on people's
timeline, and he didn't know that. He wasn't aware. He was too busy reading Hillary Clinton's book. That's the reason why he didn't know. So yeah, it's BS. Own it.
I mean, because why would you even like it? Like, that's something you have to look up unless you're following them.
Now that's my question. That's my question. So
to be fair, I'm positive that this same stuff that popped up on his timeline will pop up on Jason's, because like Lord knows what comes up on Jason's timeline. Just saying.
I have the most diverse Twitter timeline in America.
Diverse is putting it very nicely, very PG to put that. Diverse. Sure, ratchet is more like it. Raunchy.
Raunchy. Dex, too fresh.
I'm fast. Ty, BS or Coinky Dink?
Oh, come on. Like, his explanation was even BS. Like, it was BS. Like, you knew, like Dex said, you didn't know that people could see what you were liking. So you thought you were in the dark and you thought you were being slick, but you're on Twitter and everybody can see it and you didn't know. So you came up with some stupid excuse. In fact, you forced the same staff members that you blamed to come up with an excuse for you.
Bill, isn't that something in the Bible that say what is in the dark shall come to the light or something like that? Or is that just a black people saying? That's the book. Oh, okay.
That's actually in the book.
I thought so.
They were like the easy way to fix this tab, we'll just unlike it. He said, yeah, unlike it, but forward me the link.
But email it to me on a private server.
So, Bill, do you think it's a coinky dink?
Absolutely not. The only coinky dink here is he got caught and he didn't realize he was getting caught.
Rafael.
Where'd he get Ted from?
What's his middle name?
His name is Rafael Eduardo Cruz.
Eduardo.
Where'd you get Ted from?
I don't know where the hell he got Ted from. It ain't no damn
Texas. He went down there in Texas and heard John Ellis going around calling himself Jeb. He was like, sounds good to me.
Ted.
Like,
they offer a name short in Texas.
I don't know where the hell that came from. R. Kelly had a little episode of the tweet and delete.
BS next.
He said, all it takes is one yes to change your life. Hashtag wait on. Our Kelly's PR team must be through with him. Guys, is this coinky dink or just BS that he decided to put out there? Because we all know the allegations against R. Kelly as far as the rape things go.
At this point, the only coincidence between the past two stories is the age range. Ted Cruz is what, like 46, 47? R. Kelly's 50. I think we need to put a hard stop on social media at 45 years old. I think it's time to pull the plug on social media for 45-year-olds at this point.
I agree.
At least Twitter.
I agree.
Well, this is Instagram that he posted this on.
And Instagram.
That might be emotion on the floor.
They can use Facebook. I think it's okay to let 45-year-olds use Facebook, but after that, like, that's it. Like, don't use nothing else. And even Facebook is a problem because, like, my 45-year-old aunt who I had to block was the one sending me those love messages every day, and it's like, girl, you don't have to send a chain message every day. Get it together.
That is the most annoying thing in the world.
Older people do love sending love messages.
My
aunt does that every morning in my text messages. She don't even do it on social media. She does it in my text messages. I'm just like, girl.
So yeah, that is the game. Guys, do you have? I don't know what I was going to say there. I was just talking. This actually was on Twitter. He did delete it. Just so you know, that's what I want to say. He did delete it. Does that make things better? Like I said, he saw what he did.
I don't. I think he might. I think it was deleted, but I still don't think he knows why it needed to be deleted.
I think someone from his PR team deleted it for him. I don't even think he deleted it.
I don't know about the PR team because I doubt he has one of those. But maybe one of those girls he's hosting.
That's the PR team. And all it takes is one to change your life.
Time for Q&A. Ty.
Hey, Q&A. This is where you guys ask us questions and we answer them to the best of our ability. We actually have some pretty interesting questions today. Let's start with the blue, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll move ourselves forward.
All right.
Just want to ask a question about a situation that occurred in my neighborhood here in New Orleans. It's a bit of a long story, but my car windows got broken into after a fight with some cats down the street that are not even from here. Since I live here, I'm bound to see them again. What's good? Any advice?
What's good is kind of strange.
As far as what?
I don't understand why you'll be bound to see them again if they don't. Like, if you live there and they don't, why would you be bound to see them again?
Maybe he knows something.
Are they like real cats or like people cats?
Well, he's not fighting animals. Well, he's not Jason.
Y'all love to act like I'm like no murder.
But you know, since they don't live there, they're strays, right? And like we get rid of strays,
right?
We don't keep strays on the street, and they broke into your car, so they're vandalizing too. Call the cops. Get rid of them. They gotta go.
Put them strays down. You can either call the SPCA to come wrap them up, or you can put them down yourself.
Oh no! We're not advocating for violence.
But isn't it wrong to assume that they're the ones who did it? I mean, just because you had an argument.
Absolutely, you don't belong here. We fought. Like you're to blame. Yeah, deal.
Why would they be the
wait? Hold it. I got follow-up questions. Nobody ever follows up, but can you please follow up? What y'all fighting over? See, like,
it doesn't matter what they're fighting over. If two people are arguing, if I'm fighting, if me and you are beefing over something happens to my property, you're now responsible for it because you shouldn't have been beefing with me. So now you have to be responsible for it.
I mean, what's the only thing that cats fight over? Pussy.
Oh, I think I get a pretty solid advice. You can move on.
I'm sorry, that joke just popped in my head. I could not let it go. I'm sorry.
I won't make the little Facebook clips now, will it?
That's not going. That's
exactly.
Not
you only like us. You only like to make us look bad on those.
Yeah, that's true. Any advice for this person? I don't think you should assume that they're the ones who did it, honestly.
Oh yeah, so just deal with a broken window. Don't listen to nothing Jason says. He's stupid. Like, go and take care of them. Like, clearly you're not gonna get your money back or whatever, but you can at least keep them out of your neighborhood. And I would do that. And I definitely assume that they did it because they did.
All right, Ty, where do you want to go next? That joke was funny. I hate it.
Yeah, there you go.
Which one? The second one?
Yeah, second one.
Ah, okay.
No, not that one. I'm sorry. The next one.
Oh, you can't pull that question over me.
This person thought their question was about to get answered, and you just next.
We'll get to you. I apologize. We'll get to you next week. I didn't have my glasses on, so I thought it was that one I couldn't see. I apologize. I like to pretend I can see, but I really can't.
No, not that one.
My man's parents are unbelievably superstitious. My mother-in-law believes she's psychic. My father-in-law believes her, and my husband, otherwise rational, turns we can't know for sure. Acts like he believes her too. I find the stream of insight and ghost sightings grating, but they can't believe what they can believe what they want until it reaches the end of my nose. We're looking to buy a house. Oh God. And his mother is constantly bothering me with her visions of dark, oh God, and bad vibes. I mean, let me just read it about the houses. She's not even with us. I just tune her out, but my husband says we should listen to keep the peace. Apparently, she won't ever visit if the house is haunted.
Girl, then bye. I'm sorry.
Well, this caving to her is the worst part of it. Is this going to be how it's going to beef moving forward. It's a house, it's a mortgage. The only thing to tie us together more would be a child. So I'm wondering if maybe we need to rethink more than just the haunted house, or am I being unreasonable? Your house haunted. Mom says haunted. It's haunted. So.
I believe so. Like I genuinely believe that if somebody feels like they feel weird energy in a place, like it's there. Like this stuff doesn't come out of nowhere, like spirits and stuff like that. Like if someone came to me and they were like, I feel like there's a bad aura or bad energy here, I would take heed to that warning, because like sometimes I go places or I'm around areas and I feel like bad energy too. And it might be because I'm gifted. Like everybody might not have the
gifted. That's what we calling it nowadays.
But if somebody is willing to like share their gift with you, I think you should take
gifts. Oh, Bill, how you feel about these gifts?
What I feel like is witchcraft and wizardry. Okay. That's what I feel like. And you need to do is walk in there and get you a little bit of Holy Ghost and block that thing on up out of there. That's what you need to do. Anybody got time for no demons and no spirits and no sidekicks? If you think mother is a side,
but like what you said, like you just said, you should go in there and you should pray those spirits out. That would imply that you respect what she's saying and you understand that there are spirits there. So you're coming up with a solution, which I think is a great idea. Like what Will said is a solution.
Here's the thing.
No, not necessarily. You don't always think.
I do believe that there are bad spirits and things like that. But what I do not approve is making monetary value off of like what psychics do, making monetary gain from something that you have been given. So let's say like the gift of let's say knowing when things happen, prophecy, or like knowing where bad spirits are. The minute you make money off of that, you're one of them. You are
What I'm saying is the mom sees or she feels this bad energy in there. So if they brought like the pastor and not like paying him or anything, but they brought the pastor in to pray those spirits out, I think that's like a solution. I think we're both on the same page. Like that will be a solution. Like you would still be respecting the mom, and like even though you don't believe
I don't even think you need to respect the mom. I mean, just praying.
I would just entertain it. I would just entertain it for her sake.
Because when you pray over your plate, for instance, to say grace or whatever over your food, you're not necessarily saying, "Oh, this food is tainted. That's why I'm praying over it." You're praying over it so that it can be a good experience for you when you eat it, and that God blesses it for you.
And I think for her that makes sense. Like rationally in her head, that's what it is. But also, I think just because she knows that her mother-in-law is like, in her opinion, like crazy or whatever, she would be kind of appeasing her too, but not even really taking it serious. Like she legit kills two birds with one stone. She gets her house blessed, and she gets to please her mother-in-law.
I think mother-in-law is like, this house is haunted. You can't move there at all. I think that's more.
I mean, like at some point, Mom, we gotta like, come on.
Into a house, right? So yeah, I don't have any advice for that. I guess you just take their advice. Because I'm not really sure.
Since we got time.
Oh, sure. It sounds weird, but my best friend since 2012 is possessive of me. We are both females in our 20s. She gets extremely jealous.
Females. They said a woman said females.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
I mean, I guess it's okay. No, I have heard that it's listen.
It's okay. Y'all was just trying to give me a hard time. Like you really had me over the weekend. Like, was I wrong? Like
you were.
You were wrong. We still say that you're wrong. This person's wrong too.
Okay. Wrong. You males are telling the female that she's wrong about saying female.
Long enough, they take it on. Like when black people call themselves the N-word.
Oh, you think it's that offensive? A nice little reach there. Okay.
That's what a lot of people say about us and our word.
All right, go ahead, Ty.
We are both women in our 20s. She gets extremely jealous when I tell her about anything I did with someone else. If she sees me in a picture on Instagram out with one of my other girlfriends, she starts questioning why didn't I invite her, or she says something mean about the other girl. She is clingy to the point where a male friend of mine asked if she was gay. We call each other boo, but I'm not gay, and as much as I know, neither is she. But it does feel at times like I'm in a romantic relationship with her, the way she's always questioning me about who I hung out with or what my plans are for the week. Are we supposed to?
Oh.
Did I miss something? Are we supposed to give advice?
I think it's one of those. I think she's asking like, what should she do? I know someone who is a very similar situation to this. Like to me, I'm always looking at it like, I don't think it's a problem. I get it. Like the girl is possessive over her friend or whatever. I totally understand that. But sometimes it does get to a point where it's just like, when does this like when do you say something to your friend about this? I really do think you have to say something, because like if it's bothering you or making you feel uncomfortable, it's probably doing the same thing to other people. Maybe not all the time, and maybe people can accept it, but like I think some people will probably be like, okay, like I get it, you guys are friends, but like, come on. So you gotta have to say something to your friend about this. You have to like not necessarily check her, but you have to be like, look, I have other friends outside of you. It just is what it is.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like last week I told you, people they will do what you allow them to do, and sometimes you have to train people how to treat you. She's asking you all these questions because you allow her to keep asking you all these questions, and you keep answering them. Like, where you at? Oh, I'm with such and such. Who you? No. Let me tell you something. There were a couple people who I knew, know, that would like question me like that. When they get the question like that, I hang the phone up. Sorry, when did you start paying bills for me?
What you do when they call back?
Let them keep messaging you on Facebook. Hey, hi, what's up? What are you doing? Hey. You get ignored.
You get ignored until September when you're being entertained for group chats.
Personally, I think you guys are good friends, and it's hard to come across good friends because I certainly don't have any. So I think you should just have a conversation with her about what's going on and how you feel about it. And hopefully she could be a little bit more respectful of your time and your space, because nobody wants to be with the same person all the time. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I just pray for you and I wish you the best. So we'll just go from there.
Send her over there, the mother with psychic.
Yeah, send her over to the psychic. Maybe the psychic can tell you whether or not she is interested.
Send your questions, BroTalkLive/questions, or go on the website and type your questions in. Hopefully we'll get to yours. If you watch long enough, we're going to get to your question. I know I always say that, but we are going to get to it.
There's been a couple that was
send us follow-ups, please. Like, we be asking questions and we really want to know. Follow up, please.
We're not getting any follow-up.
He's so hopeful. Just the time, we're going to play a little game called Stay or Flip or Flop. I don't know what the hell this game is called, but I just made it up and we're going to play it. So I'm going to have two categories, and it's going to be based on things that we all, we need money. So all of us do. So there might be some things around the house that, maybe you have that are valuable. So I'm going to have two things up on the board here, and I have two prices as well. And I want you to tell me whether or not to flip the prices or should they stay where they're at as far as the value of each item. Okay? Ready? Let's play. The first one. We all might have these. Remember the Pokemon cards? A complete first edition Pokemon set with Charizard, or a first edition Yu-Gi-Oh cards pack, the Blue Eyes White Dragon edition specifically. Are these the right prices for each item, or should we flip them? $8,700 for the Pokemon card, $1,000 for the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I think the
flip them
prices, because Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't that popular, was it?
Yes, it was.
No, it was.
It got popular in like.
Actually, I think Yu-Gi-Oh might have been more popular than Pokemon in certain countries.
I don't think so.
The reason is because they didn't make there were 1 trillion Pokemon cards. They didn't make as many Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I think that might be the opposite.
No.
Can you name one Yu-Gi-Oh character?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
You can name a Pokemon character. Kaiba.
I watched Pokemon. I had those cards.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh. The sister name was Serenity. I always remember that.
I remember that one guy's name was Seto Kaiba. What name?
So we're gonna flip. We're gonna flop. We're gonna stay where
I'm gonna
flip it.
So you think?
Let's flip it.
So you think the Yu-Gi-Oh is $8,700 the pack, and the Charizard pack is $1,000?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay where it is at right now.
All right. How what you doing? Flipping?
No, I'm staying.
Staying. You guys are right, because that's the answer.
Will. Will's not right. He's wrong.
Will is wrong, but you guys are right. $8,700 for the Pokemon pack with the Charizard. So if you have that,
that's your baby.
Throw that thing up on eBay and get yourself paid. All right.
We don't have it because our parents threw our stuffs away. Dummies.
We don't have them because our middle school banned Pokemon cards.
Other things that we may have had as boys. Super Mario 3 and the Pokemon Pikachu edition Game Boy
Never
video
the
game.
Pikachu edition. Always the Charizard edition.
Never. Right.
So which price is right? Is it the $960 for the Super Mario, the $405 for the Pokemon, or should we flip it?
That's right.
I feel like it should stay the same too, because I don't think the Super Mario is so like such a classic. People
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there's a lot of replicas though, but who's paying for that? We didn't even want that Pikachu edition when it was out. So
but look, it's at least $405. I mean,
yeah, sure, I guess.
So you want to say it, Billy Stan?
Say that.
Sometimes you make something expensive enough, it'll make people want it, and that's why I did that. Because I don't think anybody really wants that. Like they came across.
Pikachu's the lamest Pokemon. He didn't even evolve. Like that's so lame.
He did evolve to Raichu.
No, he didn't.
But
no, he stayed Pikachu the entire time, and he always was getting beat up, thrown around. Anybody want Pikachu?
Bill, you saying it's gonna stay where it's at?
Yeah.
He said it better.
And Mario was so much more fun. Like, who wanted to play Pikachu?
You're right. Stays where it's at. Good job, guys. So Bill, Ty, Dex, you guys are still in the lead. Next, a wingless Beanie Baby, apparently. Or Optimus Prime and Megatron action figures. One is 1,000, one is 1,300. Which one is which?
1,300 is that Beanie Baby.
Flip it.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it. I think the Beanie Baby is more.
And really, the Transformers, it ain't even $1,000.
If it's original Transformers,
Prime and Megatron,
it's $450 probably. Max.
Max $450. You maxing out. You said flip. You guys are right. The wingless Beanie Baby apparently is $1,300, and the Transformers
because it's a mistake
for both the Optimus Prime and Megatron packs.
Because remember when we were younger, people were fighting over Beanie Babies. Like they were beating each other up.
Women were fighting over Beanie Babies.
Women were reportedly fighting over Beanie Babies, but we know there were grown men fighting over Beanie Babies and Tickle Me Elmos. We know that.
Furbies.
Because we seen it on the news during Black Friday.
Next up, it's interesting. Cinnamon Spice Tic Tacs or the T-Mobile Sidekick. One's $4.90, one is $70. Which is which?
Oh, nobody want.
It's right the way it is right now.
Right. Because nobody wanted a sidekick when they were out.
I take that. I wanted a sidekick.
I wanted a sidekick really bad when they were out.
Badly, because Veronica
really
Mars
bad.
Did not want a sidekick.
Oh, God.
I used to love sidekicks. They were so cool.
But Cinnamon Spice sounds very like exotic, so I know that's $4.90.
But cinnamon candy.
And electronics, like they lose value quickly. So.
But it's
I would keep it the way it is, but that's dumb.
So you staying, Bill? You staying?
Yeah.
Have you ever had the Cinnamon Spice Tic Tacs? I have. They're not.
No, I don't eat Tic Tacs.
Did you pay $4.90 for them?
I paid maybe like 99 cents.
$2.87 for them.
Yeah.
But why?
You're actually right. Yeah, this Cinnamon Spice Tic Tacs on eBay right now retails for $490.
Why?
Let me go sell some stuff on eBay.
The most expensive sidekick right now is $70 on eBay.
eBay is putting out a lot of commercials, so I'm assuming that nobody's buying anything off eBay. So
I bet say keep in mind these things are on eBay
Amazon
currently, so people are just bidding on them and stuff like that. They have no intentions of actually buying these things.
People are buying when they really need something. They're going to Amazon to buy it. Nobody's going to play on eBay.
Like eBay is pathetic. Like you're done. Like go ahead and shut it down. Move on.
Their theme should be eBay, where you come to play. Like it's a joke.
Next up, we have unopened Donkey Kong Jr. cereal that retails on this thing for $125, or Urkel O's, which retail for $399.
Nobody's paying.
Are we flipping it?
I think that's correct.
Flip it,
like how it is now.
Flip it.
Flip it.
What you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying flip it.
And I say it's correct now.
Dex
Flip.
So this will be the tiebreaker for me and Ty.
Yes, will be. Ty won. The Donkey Kong Jr. is at $400. Urkel O's only at $125 right now on eBay.com for unopened books.
Please.
I just thought.
Ty, you won.
I know. I said I never win. I'm actually quite pleased.
Dexter, you devastated?
I'm like really pissed because he just guessed. Like he didn't even care. Like for me, like I really put some thought into this. I'm like, okay, Donkey Kong was a popular game, but Urkel was a really popular, not to me, but most people was a popular TV show. So those cereal will be more rare.
You didn't like Family Matters?
Oh, that's one of the worst shows ever. I hate it.
Oh,
don't
tell why?
It was so stupid.
Did you like how you like how you used to cheer the mom when she came downstairs every time like she wasn't looking at damn mess?
I wouldn't watch it. I think that show was so dumb. I would literally watch
that show. I learned that show was a spinoff, and it was supposed to be about the mom at first.
Yeah, but who cares about her?
It was a spinoff of what though?
Of
like the initial episode, like Urkel wasn't supposed to be a part of the show.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be a part of the show. It was a spinoff of I forgot the show she was on, but she was on the show as a character, and then they made a show about her because she was such a popular character. And then Urkel came along, and they told her to have a good one.
And then she tried to leave the show multiple times.
Did she what?
Go right ahead.
She's going to do more things with her career. I mean, like she was literally playing like a supportive cast member for a show that she was promised to be like the lead.
Perfect Strangers is the show that she was on.
Yeah, and then imagine like being told like, oh, this is going to be your show. Like if you're joining like Bro Talk, you're like, okay, you're going to be the main character of the show. And then you come in and you're like Will and Ty. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, wait, what am I doing here? Like,
you're so funny. You're so funny.
You give him the Rock response.
don't give him nothing.
All right. Well, something that's more expensive than all of those things combined is one of the best elements of the show. It's called Dex's BS Report.
All right.
Cheaper than all.
No, you heard it. You heard he said it. The Beyonce. Okay. So in Florida, ladies
Latavia at best.
in Florida, ladies and gentlemen,
when they got kicked off on the plane.
We didn't even tell her that we were kicking you off. We mailed you your bags.
Sarah at best.
You done?
No.
No, we're not. We'll be done when we're done, Farrah.
Remember they sent her bags? We're going to send Sarah his bags.
They was at that studio session interview her, and they didn't even tell her they was fired.
All right, Dex.
All right, so Dex's beer support. So in Florida, there was a devastating hurricane that people were, losing their lives over and very panicked about. Except for some people decided that they wanted to stop the hurricane themselves. So what they decided to do was go outside and shoot at the hurricane. There were multiple news reports begging people to stay inside of their homes and do not shoot at the hurricane because, the bullets are actually not going to hurt the hurricane.
At all. Why people think guns can get them out of everything? That's what pisses me off. Like, it's so stupid.
There's a couple who actually that met on Tinder. They actually decided to meet up with each other and have, a night in to watch a little documentary. Well, during the documentary, they were eating and everything. And then the girl decided, oh, you know what? I should go use the bathroom. So she had to use the bathroom and decided to take a number 2 in the man's apartment. Well, she didn't really want him to find out that she took the number 2 in the apartment. So she picked it up out of the toilet because, you don't want to flush it and tried to throw it out of the window.
Why don't you want to flush it?
Because she probably didn't want him to know that she was doing, that's what she was doing.
The toilet.
First date. You don't do that in nobody's house. First off, you don't do it in nobody's house, period. You definitely don't do it on the first date.
How would he find out if she flushed it?
And she tried to get the poop out.
Well, yeah, she scooped it out of the toilet and tried to throw it out of his bathroom window. The only issue is his bathroom window only went so far, so the whatever she scooped it out with got stuck. She came out and told him, like, oh, this got stuck in there. Like, what can we do? He said, you need to, let's pull it out. She then decided to pull it out, to go in there to pull it out, but she actually ended up getting stuck and had to have the jaws of life come and pull her out.
Oh, girl.
Pull her out of the man's bathroom.
That's why you should just poop. Just poop and flush. That's all you got to do. I don't understand what you thought he was going to find out that she flushed some poop down the toilet. Like, who's going to know?
There was a fire actually in the UK, and there was a pig farm that caught on fire. So then firefighters decided to come through and rescue the pigs and everything. They saved them. They saved like loads and loads of pigs or whatever. And then to repay them, the farmers actually brought them to dinner, and they served them the pigs that they saved. That has been Jackson's BS report for the week.
That's what I'm talking about. A nice ham dinner. They had some pork chops. They had some ham.
Ham is so disgusting to me.
Some bacon wrapped string beans.
You think they had onion gravy on the ham?
Yeah, they had some. No, they had no. I ain't
Bro,
on
you ever heard of fatback?
Yeah, I heard
fatback. They had some pork rinds.
Come on, some scrap. Oh wait,
some scrapple.
Here,
scrapple's nasty though when you think about it.
No. See, you ain't got it right. You gotta
Especially
get that.
when you get in your teeth, you actually like taste all that snout and everything. It's so gross.
Come on. That's holy living.
Time for seats.
This is the part of the show where we rant and we get our little lives. So does anybody have a seat?
I do. It's
right,
George Day.
It's who day?
Go ahead.
George.
Who is George?
George Zimmerman. Did he make it?
Why is it George Day? What do you mean?
Is he dead?
No. George? Why would he be dead?
I was hoping that
because he live in Florida.
He got
George Zimmerman.
By that hurricane?
I gotta be specific.
Was he supposed to get murdered today or something? Like, what was
the hurricane was supposed to wash him away out of our lives. Then that hurricane needs to be seated.
George needs to live. George needs to live with this misery. Like, everybody in the country hates you. You can't. That hurricane can't take you out. Like, you need to stick around so we can consistently drag you. Like, until you do die.
Eventually.
But my seat actually is for Florida as well. So, Hurricane Irma was in Florida, and people were, told to stay in their homes and everything like that because the winds are going to be devastating, and the rain and the flooding and everything. There was a video that surfaced of black people, looting is what they call it, looting a Foot Locker. And I mean, these people came out there with bags, like grocery bags and garbage bags of just shoes that they were stealing out of Foot Locker during a hurricane. Let me tell you something. You guys all have to be seated like you were in jail, but it's like there's nothing more embarrassing than people who decide to take a national tragedy and just make it about themselves. Like, why would you think it's not food, not water, not gas? Y'all are stealing shoes. Get it together.
I don't know. I don't think they needed to broadcast that. They just wanted us to look back for the actions of a few stupid people. Now, they can't just
walk through the water barefoot. They need something to walk through the water with.
But the crazy part about it wasn't like when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, people
now, the whole race is responsible for the behavior of 5 stupid people.
Understand that, but when I first saw that video, y'all, I was like, oh, this is crazy little family. It's 3 of them. They doing this. But then when I saw it went from a family to a damn neighborhood of people doing this, it's like, okay, this is a problem. Like, y'all are.
I mean, look, you gonna be stuck in the water. Them shoes you got on is gonna get wet, so you need some other shoes. You need
to stay in the house like you were told.
I mean, you gotta go out and get it while you can still
away. What's the point of staying in there?
Right, the shoes are gonna get wet and they're gonna throw them away anyway. You might as well get
people.
I'm just saying, if the mall floods and them shoes get water and then they're gonna throw them out anyway, so you might as well take them while they dry. At least get some use out of them.
They really were helping them out because if they didn't get destroyed, their insurance won't cover them. So they gave double whammy. So if they didn't get destroyed, then you can use the robbing insurance or whatever that's called. So they really helped them out.
They get that money back.
They really did it for the community.
So really quickly, I'm actually going to seat my entire cross country team.
You can't seat them; they got to run. How are you going to seat track people?
The problem is that none of them have come to practice, so none of them are running. And what they do think is that we're about to have a banging indoor season, that we're going to New York and all that good stuff like we did last year. Not happening.
What y'all finna do?
Y'all want to try me? Sit down. We're gonna hit maybe 2 local meets, and they're gonna be salty the rest of the season.
You should have them do I
don't think that's a good idea.
You should have them do other.
I know you don't.
People are suing the district for unfair practices. So track team, if you're watching, feel free to join that lawsuit. And
that's enough. That is enough with you, sir.
You can do like Coach Carter did, just lock them out of the gym for a couple of days, and then when it's time to put them in the shine.
Right now, the school district of Philadelphia is currently in a lawsuit for unfair practices regarding student athletes, and so you are welcome to join that and named Mayor.
What they're welcome to do is show up to cross country practice. That way they can have a halfway decent
jeopardize your future in track for his own ego.
Otherwise,
Bill, how long you be running them kids? How long they be running for? How many miles on practice?
On practice, they only run 2.5 miles.
Damn.
They ain't practicing no
In a race, they run 3, 5, or 7 miles.
I have a viewer requested seat. I was actually requested to see the organization because they are seating, they're silencing journalists from saying how they feel about the president and
ESPN.
There we go.
Go ahead.
I didn't say it. Jason said it, so we're good to go now.
Oh yeah. The viewer, I guess, wants to give a seat to ESPN because they decided to tell Jamel Hill, who is the host of SC6, which is the 6 o'clock edition of SportsCenter. She went on her Twitter timeline and basically alluded to Donald Trump being a white supremacist. And ESPN said they have spoken with Ms. Hill regarding those comments, and they have explained to her that they are inappropriate. But, such is life.
You won't be messing up Disney's money.
My seat is going to go to all the people who insist every time Apple comes out with a new device.
Oh my God, I want to do that.
To go on their timeline. You had the chance to go on your timeline and tell us how long Android has had the same set of features.
Oh God.
And how late Apple is to the party.
Let me back this up.
Let me finish. I'm tired of, if you guys don't like the devices that Apple's putting out, don't watch the keynote. Like, why are you watching the keynote and following what's going on in order to comment on it? Clearly, you're watching it and you're seeing people talking about, oh, this phone's got this and that and this feature and that feature, and you're commenting on. So you're either watching the feed or you're listening to people talk about the feed and you're interested. So just get over it. I mean, if you're not an Apple supporter, if you don't like Apple devices, fine. Why you gotta say something about it? I don't see Android having, days when they release their new stuff and people are excited about it. I mean, if you want a day,
they don't even have a store. If your phone breaks, they don't even have a store to take it to.
If you want a day, contact customer support and request that day. But this was Apple's day, and you can be mad about it. That's fine. But don't sit here and act like, oh, Samsung's been doing it. Samsung's also been setting phones on fire for the last 5 years. So don't give me that. All right. Talk about Samsung Superior and all this Android stuff. Girl, Android's been in a lawsuit for the last 10 years. Y'all lucky if y'all get another damn Samsung Note phone. So you can just enjoy the time that you have and go on over to Apple if you don't want your creators dancing in your videos and stuff like that. All right? Thank you.
To piggyback on Jason's seat, I also want to see people who decide that since they priced the phone at $999, that you need to talk about all the other things that people can do with $999, like book trips, this and that. You're not even booking trips, which means you don't even have $999 on a regular. So that means you shouldn't even be commenting on this. And furthermore, all you people who are saying like, oh, it's too much money, this and the third. When have you ever paid $999 for a device? That's never happened. What cell phone carrier have you walked in there and they're like, okay, we'll ring you up. This is going to be $999. That's never happened. You never pay full retail for these phones. And you guys know that this is what the 10th phone that they released. Like, come on, stop being stupid. And y'all are typing this stuff. Y'all are typing this stuff like you sound dumb. Stop doing it.
I want to piggyback off of Dex's piggyback off of Jason, because these same people complaining about this $999 are only complaining because they ain't never owned a phone because they got to lease it because they ain't got good credit.
But even if you lease it, you're still not paying full price for it.
Don't do that because we're spending this $999 on the phone. Get your money up.
All right. I mean, if you finance the phone, that's up to you. I mean, I'm not paying $199 on my goddamn pocket.
Nobody is.
But I'm gonna get it.
Nobody. But I'm gonna get it. You believe I'm gonna have it.
I'll pay my little installments or whatever like that.
And even with the installments, you still don't end up paying the full price of the phone. Like, I just don't.
No, you don't.
And people are just so uneducated, and I hate that people are so uneducated and they type it out for the world to see it. Like, you just can't be that stupid all your life.
And just don't get mad
they think about it before they type.
People get excited about devices that they want. I mean, you like your little raggedy ass phone. I like my phone.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever you're into. If you want to spend your hard-earned money on something, then by all means do it. But everyone thinks I'm the cheapest person in the world.
It's like those people every year. Oh, when it's time to vote, y'all ain't out here voting like y'all was waiting in the line for them Jordans when they came out earlier. Like, come on, like, get your life.
Because Jordans are not getting me voting is not getting me likes on Instagram. Jordans are. So there's that.
This sticker ain't getting me as many likes as Jordan's is, all right? The I voted sticker. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment on the post. We appreciate it. This has been another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet. Do you guys have any final things to say?
Nothing.
Not this week.
Okay.
Be blessed and have a great day.
Yeah.
Come back next week.
Make sure you clean behind your ears and the back of your neck, because some of y'all be walking around. Okay.
That residue.
I'm gonna see y'all. Have a good week. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bro Talk Live. We out.